Sure is.
15 and a half.
And that is how we started up right into everything we do well. Welcome back to God Bless Golf, episode 15. To my right is the man who has created this myth that is going to be the legend, Chipbrook, aka the Panda. How we doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Happy
You as well.
Thursday. Happy
Thank
U.S.
you.
Open Thursday.
Exactly, precisely. Not only is it that, it's a great day for a gentleman like me and you who are going to enjoy this weekend and this championship. It's we've got some things going on near and dear to our hearts. Obviously, our counterpart, who unfortunately can't be with us today, is out there doing a great job, and they got off to a great start in the morning wave, which is kind of where we're going to start this show off. First reactions from today. I'm not sure how much you saw, but whatever you did see, give it to me and give it to me straight.
Yeah, I was able, fortunately, we're about to take a trip to Montana. We leaving tomorrow morning about 4 a.m.
Ooh, big
So
sky country
today,
coming in.
yeah, I can't wait, dog.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Um, so for those that know, with family, like day before a long trip like that is a lot of stuff. Fortunately, Ace had tennis this morning, so I did have some time while doing things to have the TV on. Our boy Benny James with Tim Tucker got to watch a lot of his round in by far the worst conditions of the day. Solid
Yeah,
day.
did you actually get a chance to talk to Tim?
Yeah, I was able to talk to Tim, and we can go over a couple of things that we talked about in his round today and what he witnessed. They were supposed to go at 8:40, had a little bit of a fog delay,
Nice.
but yeah, we're
Yeah,
able to
that's right,
shoot.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2-hour fog delay. We're able to shoot one under, so can't be mad if you're in red numbers ever, but especially at a U.S. Open. And obviously, some guys are taking advantage of the light wind this afternoon. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
who
to
is
answer
your
your
biggest
question,
surprise?
my biggest surprise that I saw was right before we started getting ready to do this podcast was when Dustin Johnson was 4 under. I think he finished at 2. That was a huge surprise.
That's correct too.
Um, I was surprised that Aaron Rai was 4 over because he was one of the guys I picked.
Ah,
But so was Dustin Johnson. So it's like, yeah, I thought DJ had a chance out there. Um, but yeah, to be honest, the biggest surprise was just how brutal the weather was for those first 4 or 5 hours.
no. Augusta 25 is what I was checking out on my computer screen as I was diligently working, of course. But at the same time, it didn't look like the same golf course morning to afternoon to me. Obviously, if anybody's ever been in the Long Island area and plays after 6 o'clock at night, it's just about as perfect as
Mm,
it gets,
mm.
which is not what our boys saw out there in the morning wave. Some great rounds of golf. I think a 6 under round is certainly impressive. Well done, Wyndham Clark. You know, you're leading the golf tournament, but that 2 under round in the morning wave or 1 under in the morning is a little bit more
Yeah, I
probably
guess that
impressive in my
locker
book.
room safe for at least another day.
Well, some people are invited back in some nice legendary places, and sometimes they're
Oh
not, you know?
god. Well, good for him.
Right.
He seems like a cool dude. Like he did go to Oregon, so it's got to have something cool in him. But
Something going on.
um, yeah, I
But yeah,
mean, I'll tell you, and I don't know if I'm speaking ahead if you wanted to ask this question of what I saw that was kind of weird or surprised me, but the greens look like I was watching Wimbledon. I've rare that looks
I that's not a bad s not a bad say
that
there.
color green is how our greens in Legacy look, and we've punched them twice already, and they're soaking wet. They're wet and slow. They're good. They're healthy. They're full of
Well,
whatever vitamins.
I
But
think that kinda begs the
that's my
discussion we
U.S. Open
talked to.
greens. Go ahead.
Yeah, that kinda begged the discussion what we were talking about earlier this week when we were together, and, shout out my boy here, made a great run at the US Senior Open this year, earned his way all the way to the last stage. You know, we'll 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 get the opinion later, but I think weather played a big factor into what you're talking about, you know? It's, it's kinda one of those things that they brace themselves for the worst and have bad weather, but now you got a soft golf course, and that doesn't help, right? That's not what they want, is it?
Yeah, and I mean, look, dude, I'm from Florida, so I know within 4 degrees what the temperature is gonna be for the next 65 days, right?
Right. Never changes.
We were just up in Maryland, and everybody was talking about how hot it had been, which we got there late. We got there on Saturday afternoon. The heat wave ended Friday afternoon, where it was literally 100 degrees in Washington, D.C. We get done playing the practice round on Sunday afternoon, There's a not I don't wanna call it a chill in the air, but you could definitely it was like
Oh, it was definitely
76
chilly.
degrees.
Yeah.
We ate dinner outside, which is something you would never do in Florida in June. So, for the weather up there, up north, and how quickly it can change, and for someone who spent a lot of time near the Atlantic Ocean, the storm can come through and it can just be nasty and violent, and then it's like a hurricane, then it just gets calm for a little bit. So the guys that got through it played 7 or 8 holes in the tough conditions, and all of a sudden, literally, and it happens like that, the wind goes
Right.
from 25 to 5, and all of a
Yep.
sudden, it's a 3.5 club wind to now it's like you're playing at your home course, and the golf course is insanely easy, and I don't know how to say this other than to say, like, Shinnecock, if it's calm, is an easy golf course.
And
It
soft.
it just is. It's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an easy
There's
course.
a couple hard holes, but you're right. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I mean, and when I'm speaking in the realm of, um, US Open quality golf, like, Pine Valley's hard every whether it's blowing or not. Like, there's certain courses that are just hard. Olympic is hard whether there's 10-mile-an-hour wind or 0. But anyway.
yeah, I think playable is the word too, right? You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like there's some courses that just aren't playable for normal play. Like you can play Shinnecock in different ways for sure. And
Yes.
we've had the pleasure of playing there. I think
I mean, and I love
with
that place. I
yeah, I
love it.
mean, absolutely one of the most beautiful places on earth for golf. And I think with that being said, I have a question about whether you think who on this leaderboard is going to be 6 shots worse tomorrow by the time he wakes up just 'cause and if it's especially if it's different, right? And they're calling for good weather tomorrow, but hopefully the gods will shine down on the afternoon crew, but if you come out tomorrow, who's pretending up there right now?
Well, let me ask you this real quick. What are they talking about weather-wise for the rest of the week? And I don't
Yep.
mean to jump ahead, but I did
No.
in my limited time watching the prep leading up to this, I saw there was a memo sent out about the syringing of the greens and all these things they were doing. Is the weather supposed to be worse tomorrow, better?
I mean, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is partly sunny with gusts to 20 blowing west, northwest, and west. Sunday is supposed to be 76 with a wind of 9. I
Mm,
mean,
mm.
so I mean, does that tell you they're gonna stop watering at some point?
Oh, they're done
Like,
watering. They're
I would
done.
hope
I promise you they're done. They're
yes.
done. The
Yes.
water has
Yeah.
been shut off. As I scoop through this leaderboard, dude, I mean, here's the thing, and this is why I do love like I said, I love Shinny. I think I love this golf tournament. Sometimes it identifies the best players. It separates them. Certain people like certain kind of setups. But when you go up and down this leaderboard and take Clark out of it because he's got a 4-shot lead, you got DJ, Rom, Fitz, Woodland, Corey Connors, Rory, Bryson, Ben James, Ben Harmon, Ludwig, Yako, Keegan, Russell Henley, Tommy Fleetwood, all at either between even and 2 under. How many names did I just read? But those are some ballers. Those are some
That's
dogs.
right, we're stacked right now.
We are stacked. And then you
Yeah.
got Hideki, JT. I don't want to put Akshay there or Sam Burns. But they're one over. I mean, there's just some guys out
Anybody
there.
2 over right now, I feel like. I mean, the chances Wyndham Clark shoots 4 rounds in the 60s at Shinnecock is
Well,
slim.
even if he does, good for him, and he can just blap the
Well, you tip
field,
your
and
cap
then
and yeah, you just
then he
say
can
good
light
for you. Right.
the
I
locker
agree.
room on fire. Shout out James Nichols. I don't know him.
Yeah.
I've followed
Don't
him
know
on
me either.
social media,
Right.
but he was the first guy off today. I followed his journey, so to speak, through. I've seen it on social media. I don't know anything about him, to be honest, but I just saw he shot 73. So good for him, man. First guy
Well,
out, shoot 73.
I
Or
think he's a
yeah.
New Yorker actually too,
Oh, is he?
or
Okay.
he's from
He
up
beat
there. I know
Scotty.
that.
He beat Scotty. Scotty shot 2 over today. Miles Russell, 2 over today.
James is from Scarsdale, New York. So good for you,
Shout out.
James.
Shout out Miles
I,
Duval, baby.
I do
904 Atlantic Beach.
I do
Miles
have to
Russell. Baller.
shout out one Georgia boy though.
Go ahead. We
Keith
love Georgia.
Mitchell played the most unbelievable round of golf today. Have you heard about this?
No, I want to hear about it. Tell me.
Goes out,
I love Keith.
goes out,
Did he have the visor on today? Of course he did.
and the cardigan. And he goes out and he starts on 10. He goes double,
Love it.
bogey, par,
Relatable.
Bogey, bogey,
Yep, yep, been there.
par, bogey, out in 41.
Oh, now you're just freed up. Just F it to the millionth.
And guess what? Birdie,
Okay,
par, birdie,
okay.
birdie, birdie, dirty turkey. Thank you. And then let me just go ahead and tap birdie in for 29 coming home. 41-29 for an even par 70.
No, you said
Just
he had to
Cashmere Keith.
did he make an eagle on one of those holes? Because you said he made
Oh,
5
excuse
birdies.
me. Eagle. Yes. Eagle on, he went birdie, birdie, eagle. Apologies, Keith. So
Keith,
shout out to the visor king
man, Keith
himself, right?
Mitchell, like, we love Georgia, like, we don't know I don't know.
Olympians come
I don't
from
know any of
Georgia.
the pros. I don't know any of the pros. I know the Yams that are good from Georgia, but a couple of them went to Georgia. But shout out Keith, that's dirty.
Oh, it,
41-29,
yeah. Yeah.
you know, it's just that's golf. Golf is such a crazy yeah, what okay, I don't know if this was part of this segment, but I gotta ask this question because you played all sports.
Okay.
Equate to me 41-29 in any other sport. What
Um, I would say, in 41 first, right? So it's like you go 1 for 7 in the first half in a basketball game, and you come out and you scored 30 in the second half. You're like, all right. And you do some, you said, you literally, Chipper, I honestly, what you said after I told you he shot 41 is exactly the mentality. Cause you're like, all right, screw it. I'm going right to the rack and I'm going to shoot some free throws. And by the time I make 3 free throws in a row, as a guy like me, the next 3-pointer was going in, and then I would go 4 for 6 from downtown. Have a good game. I think from a football standpoint, the only position that really has something like that is a quarterback. But
okay. I'm so
baseball is pitching. Like, let's say you get like Skeens is the king. I think at giving up like 3 runs
uh
in the first 2 innings, and then
I
going 7 scoreless for a complete game 4 hitter. Like, right?
let me tell you exactly what I was thinking as you were telling that story is and not to go too deep into Florida State football, but Chris Winkie, when he played at Florida State, had a game where he threw 6 picks, and whatever the story was, but he basically said part of this, he was like, "Well, fuck it, I'd already thrown 3." So,
Yeah.
like, he's not like when Kobe went 0 for 21, he was not afraid to go 0 for 24, whatever the number is. But that's funny.
So there's either two things that go on mentally from a psychological standpoint that you
Yeah,
would
what are
shoot
you
your
thinking
children
there?
about that. Well, one is F it, no doubt about it. But the other is the absolute, which I believe is probably maybe Keith's approach, but Keith's pretty cool. He probably was like, F it, let's go shoot 29. But the other approach is that, is the Kobe approach where you go 0 for 21 and your belief in the 22nd shot is just as big as the belief in the first shot,
Yeah,
which there's a
yeah.
psychological point that's if you any youngsters out there or guys listen, you want to play great golf, you got to believe in the first shot, you got to believe in the last shot, just as same as amount. And you've told me this, by the way.
Well,
What did you call it? Like an almost an unfathomable belief. Just it's not even
yeah,
real.
you're
You have to have
lying to
so
yourself.
much.
Yeah,
Correct.
I
Thank you.
mean,
Yeah.
you know what's funny is, you have these rounds, and we won't go too deep into this, but Keith is sitting there. He shoots 41 on the front. He's probably chuckling to himself. And you said what he makes a couple pars or birdies 10 right off the bat. Okay.
Goes
And so
17, 18, par, and then comes to one and birdies one.
okay, so he birdies
Pars two.
one. So
Yep.
let's talk about that. So he birdies one, and he's like, all right, I'm 4 over. Because it's not like he
I'm
doesn't
5
know.
over. I'm 5 over now.
He shot 6 over on the front.
Yeah, 6 on the front, 6 on the back.
But that's right.
It's
29.
dirty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's like 5 over. I'm still, you know,
Let's get this to
let
3, right?
anybody that's ever played with when they've gone to a tournament with a cut, there are tournaments because not everybody's missed a cut, okay? And funniest line I ever heard was from a guy named I'll just say his first name was Tyler. I'm not going to say his name because he might be wanted. But he came in after the second round. He goes, "Well, I overpacked," and and so I'm wondering if Keith was like, "Damn it, I got these cardigans for Saturday. I got these pants for Saturday, and I'm 6 over." But just birdies 1 and then pars 2, which is like
Yep.
a birdie.
Correct.
And I guarantee you after he
And by the
birdied
way,
yeah.
you'll love this. You'll love this soon enough. But I've been playing Shinnecock on the simulator all week. 2 is a hard par 3.
Yeah.
2 is deep
Yeah.
dale.
Deep Dale. I mean, bro, it's like it's all hard at that point. But when you hit it good,
Yeah.
It ain't that hard.
So
And
yeah,
when you
so
get those
pars
numbers, so
2.
he pars 2, then he birdies 3, and now he's thinking, "Okay, I probably like 4, birdies 4." Then the minute that ball left his second shot on 5, he knew. Did he make a putt for eagle before I start saying what happened? Because I really don't know.
Looks like he has some kind of, 5 iron, 4 iron into the green
Okay, so I
that
oh,
he
that's
hits
right. That's
in.
the whole I think I
Yeah, he
well,
absolutely stoned it in there
yeah.
about 12 feet.
I talked to Timmy earlier, and he was saying that Ben hit like a 270-yard 4-ironer on it might have been that same hole. But anyway, the minute that ball left the club, he was like,
I
"I'm
wish
making
you could
eagle."
see. I wish you need to go to US Open, USGA.com and
Alright.
watch one of his holes
I will
because
when we're
the
done.
way the cashmere is just this is so good. He is just flying
What
wide
color
open pink. It's pink.
what color shoes today? Do you go brown, white, or all
He's
white?
super classic today. His pink shirt, blue navy blue cardigan
Love
with
that.
khaki pants, blue visor, and white shoes. I mean, he's looking like a true Southern gentleman right now.
God, would I
And
give now, I'm not playing any golf in Montana, but I could be rocking a cardigan the next couple of days. It's gonna be chilly.
Well,
But anyway,
you can bet your bottom dollar that you going out there, you're gonna have a night or two, especially you being a Floridian, you're gonna need a sweatshirt.
yeah, I'm
You
already
will,
cold.
no
I'm already
question about
cold
it.
thinking about it.
Well, listen, it'll be a long flight, but it's well worth it. That'll be a vacation of a lifetime. So the I think heading into Friday, there's a lot of storylines. Obviously, we didn't get through today, which stinks, but we won't be able to make any wagers on who can win from here on out. But I think who's your what's your first thought? Who's going to hold it together? Is Clark going to hold it together? Are we going to see somebody come back? And then I think we have to go and unfortunately take the crown from Justin Thomas and place it on the head of Scotty Scheffler because we have already had a toddler zone incident for the week. So
Well, I can't. So I again, I'm gonna. I'm glad you're leading this ship today because I can't wait to hear about this. As far as guys that I look on the leaderboard, I'll tell you, I would love to see the DJ there on Sunday. I think
that'd be fun.
Rom. I don't think Rom's going anywhere. I think Rory and Bryson are gonna hang around, but I just don't know for 4 days in the elements, but if there's no elements, obviously they're gonna be there, and as far as, like, a sneaky guy that maybe no one could come out of nowhere and has the ability to make a run as far as, like, 2 back, Scotty Scheffler. You tell me he got a little toddlerish,
Mm.
but
I mean,
he's a
I'm gonna.
67 away from being right back in the
Oh
mix.
gosh, I mean,
Unless
who
Clark
isn't?
runs away with it, which would be, God, boring, but it'd be
I
great
don't
because
want that to
I don't have
happen.
to worry about watching it in Montana, but
Well, that's true, but I don't want that to happen. It's the U.S. Open, right? Especially, and it's at Shinnecock because it's beautiful. But yeah, I mean, we're over there. He shoots whatever 2 over, 1 over, and it was a big part.
Yep,
But I
so
think he made on.
What happened with Scotty? I wanna hear.
And he's out there on the range, and him and Randy Smith are just barking at each other. And he's like, Randy Smith's like trying to put his hands on Scott. He's like, get off me. So we've already seen a little complaining. The one thing about players is it's never our fault, right? We don't ever want to blame ourselves. It's nothing we've ever done. The ball's moving left or right too much because you're telling me to do it this way and I'm doing it this way, and it's not working that way. So, however, him and Randy communicate, they need to figure it out. But I mean, if you're gonna bitch and moan on the rain, excuse me, cry and complain on the rain, we'll cut that out.
You
And
too.
on the range, yeah, exactly. On a Thursday when you shoot 2 over at one of the hardest golf courses in the world at the moment in a hard draw, you get a sticker, you get an award. It goes right on your bag, bud. Don't be shy. What's the point of that? I mean, you want to hit it better, go practice. Like, I'm sorry. And there you go.
Well, I mean, normally I would say, yeah, I mean, but it is Scotty Scheffler. I don't know, maybe I mean, he's got 2 little kids, maybe one of them's colic or something, I don't know.
Causes some
Look,
outside problems.
well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, we're all everybody's human, everybody's, good or bad,
Right.
and he's going out there trying to concentrate and knows how hard it's gonna be. And, he's looking for certain results, and maybe he's not hearing what he needs to hear. Maybe he doesn't have the right information being given to him either. So,
That could be very well
uh,
true.
Tim, Tim tells a story about Kurt one day that, and I think he told in one of the episodes earlier in the year was about Kurt was all, like, freaking out of how he was hitting his irons. He didn't even realize the wind was blowing right to left
Yeah,
12
I
miles an
remember that.
hour. So,
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
sometimes you're just
Lost
looking
in
for
hitting it.
stuff. But,
Yeah.
well, look,
No,
I
the
mean,
search is on.
JT needs company at that table, the, chairman of the Tyler Zone. Speaking of that, how did JT play today, or how much did he get in if he did?
Yeah, he's through 15. I think he's sitting on the 15th green or something like that with a putt for birdie. He's currently one over though. He's holding his own. He's here
Okay,
to play.
okay,
So I don't have any. We got a lot of highlights. What's funny is he birdied his last hole. That's right. Yeah, birdied 15 to get back to one over. So he's trending. If he can get one more, I'll tell you, he hit the prettiest tee shot you've ever seen going into 15. Though he was hitting it right into the setting sun. Just
true,
drilled a fade down there.
true.
Uh, and
I
that had to
just
be hard.
Yeah, we when we had a chance to talk to Tim earlier about their round today, and he was just saying just how literally there's a double bogey around every single swing. And
Is that right?
yeah, I mean, you could look up and down this leaderboard and find the guys, and there's just doubles everywhere, and it just takes one bad bounce. And one thing he mentioned, he was talking about the course. I don't want to say he was a huge fan of the setup.
You there? Huge fan of the setup, I'm sure.
He was a huge fan of
There you
he
go.
wasn't a huge fan of some of the way these holes are set up. It's just it does some of these holes don't need to be these par 3s that are just ridiculously
Yeah,
long on these
hard.
small greens.
Yeah.
Even the holes that are 170 are brutal. You have a hole that dips, drops 10 yards on the right side of the green and then 4 yards on the left. So you have a green like this with a
Yep.
little area flat, and the
Yeah.
winds, it's just crazy. And I think to Tim's point was making, and certainly you don't want that to happen in a major where a guy plays, 73 or excuse me, 68 great holes and just has one hole that it, determines it. But we'll see what happens. Clearly, the guys that hit it the best are going to be the ones that are going to be at the top of the
Yeah, a
leaderboard.
little extra crispy chicken for sure.
I did see our defending champ, JJ Spawn, 79 or excuse me, 77. It's
Oh,
rough
US Open
day.
hangover.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's
Yeah,
got one.
you got a lot to do as a defending champ, I'm sure, that previous week. But you got to focus on what you're here to do. I mean, I think he shoots 3 under tomorrow, and he's 2 over, and Clark backs up, and who knows? That I think if you're anywhere between 2 over and then I got one question for you. What is going to be the acceptable range of score going into Friday night? Right, so we're probably not going to get through round two, but where do you got to be into round three to have a chance? 36 holes to go. Into round 2, excuse me, into round 2. Where you gotta
Eh,
be in round 2?
well, if at the end of round 2, because I think we talked about this earlier, there's Clark up here at 6, and then there's just a plethora of players from
Just a
-2 to
train. Yeah,
+2. I would say in Friday night, if you're within 5 shots of second place,
gotcha.
you should feel like you have a chance. Because look, if Clark goes bananas tomorrow and just shoots, what is he, 6 under with a couple to play? I know he made a
Yeah,
nasty up and down on his last
filthy
hole.
on last hole. Yeah.
So he's going to go out to what? He's got 2 par 4s in the morning. Let's just say he goes par birdie, shoots
Yep.
7 under.
Yep.
He'll have already had breakfast, so maybe he grabs a banana and a coffee, and then goes and shoots 67, and he's 10 under.
Yeah.
And
That'd be a regression from yesterday. Right.
right, but also when you look at here's what's crazy. When you look at this leaderboard, as I'm looking right now, let's just say the top one, two. Let's call this the top 14 guys.
Mhm.
Only 3 are done, and all of them have 2 or 3 holes. So these are late
Sure.
afternoon wave
Limited,
guys.
yeah.
So they're gonna finish in the morning. They're gonna feel fresh. The greens are gonna be absolutely perfect. There's gonna be nobody out there.
Right.
And by the time they're finishing up their second round, when the crowds start to get there, right?
Right.
Because and
They'll be able to focus in the morning for sure.
yeah, it's really kind of a dream draw. Whereas, you have these guys that like Ben James and Timmy, they're not even, by the time they go tomorrow, are they even going to be able to finish?
Right.
Um, and, I would assume
Timmy
Friday.
say anything?
Uh,
Yeah, Timmy
go
said they're
ahead.
gonna be delayed tomorrow, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did. And they don't know, they were delayed 2 hours by fog already this morning, so there'll be some delays, and then, Friday afternoon is just gonna be absolutely frothy on
Oh
Long
yeah,
Island.
yeah.
Um,
There's gonna be some
yeah.
comments, which
Oh
as
my
Chipper
god.
likes to get on, our standing "Don't be that guy" is don't be that guy in the crowd yelling stupid stuff. If you're gonna yell something, yell "God bless golf." Do something different.
That's
And
right,
as
we
my
got
man, and as my man likes to say, go ahead.
any of y'all that are going out to that tournament, go find Ben James, go find Tim Tucker, and when he sizzles one down the middle, I want to hear you scream, "God bless golf."
It's
Enough
a
of this
free
mashed
it's a free
potatoes.
hat to anyone who gets one. Any audio claimed off of any kind of recording, PGA Tour.com, USGA, any of the following sports stations that will allow to be recorded. If you are recorded saying "God bless golf," you will receive a merchandise pack. We will find
Yeah,
you and we will send it
we
to
got
you. We got some
Send
stickers on the
City
way.
visors coming as well. But the don't be that guy, really this week it's gonna be the guy that's gonna be walking around these restaurants. When I did have a chance to talk to Timmy today, he was saying that the stuff he was hearing at restaurants, all these guys that of course are either members of Played Shinny multiple times, probably letting everybody know what they should have done or how to play XYZ hole this way or that way.
The
But
local knowledge.
so crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, that guy, don't be that guy. Nobody wants to hear, it's always the guy that talks super loud at the bar, hoping someone's listening to him about the time he shot 75 at Shenny.
Yep. That's brings up a great point because the bar's a great place to place a wager. And as we get into this next segment, we normally would be leading this segment with our Friday night, excuse me, our Thursday night favorites for Friday, a little bit different. So we're gonna move right on to what we've been pretty much focused on here the last week. I'd say as intense sports fans, and that is the World Cup going on. There might have been a few wagers while we were together in Maryland. It's hearsay at best, but between what you've seen and what's going on, what's the biggest thing you've taken from the world's biggest game being here in the United States, and how have you kind of become a pseudo soccer fan, minus the gambling?
Yeah, well, the gambling, it's like it's funny, when you say that between Canada, Mexico, and the United States, the World Cup experience so far, at least from what I've seen via the internet, looks amazing. Um, I am not a soccer fan, but I am a huge World Cup fan. This is to me some of the craziest stuff. I literally watch these videos of them pre-gaming in the Netherlands, and I've literally spent the last week or so questioning my life as if I've been doing it wrong. Because I see the way these people in the Netherlands are for the orange bust. I hate the color orange, by the way. I don't
I was
own it.
gonna say Florida
I
Gator Orange. You don't
don't
like it?
own one, even though the Dolphins have orange. I don't own one thing orange. I even have a shirt that says nothing looks good in orange. But I would wear orange and go hang out and pregame with the Netherlands and that left, right, lock, links, rec song. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It is
So
awesome.
I'm
It's
super
not
pumped
my
about
fault the roof
soccer.
blew off.
Yeah, what did he say? The roof blew off because it's not my fault. I mean, it's a great song. I'm sure everybody's seen it. It's taken over social media, but the passion that these fans have, um, for their little countries. And, the way I always kind of break it down is if Florida was its own country, okay, which it kind of is, but you know what I mean? If every
Yeah, I was gonna
state
say, are
was
you
its
sure you guys
own
aren't?
country, I'm a Floridian, even though I really wish I lived somewhere that wasn't this hot. I'm a Floridian, right? Like I'm a Florida guy, back it up, la, 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 la. And so all these people have this passion for these soccer teams that are coming and to see these games. I mean, we've seen some incredible games,
Oh yeah.
some game-changing moments. Um,
A lot of
and
people have their life invested in this for this trip over, don't they?
yes,
It is
yes. I mean,
amazing to
dude,
see. I mean,
how about this? This guy shows up from Germany, talks about how awesome the Waffle House is, and then yesterday he's in Vegas at JJ hanging out with JJ Watt. Like, you
Uh,
know, for
yeah,
those
shout out.
listening to
Is that
this
a Freddie
show,
guy?
I
Yeah.
don't I promise I never will be political ever, ever because I don't
No.
care and I know nobody cares. But for anybody that is on that, hey, America isn't that great of a place, bro. This is the greatest country in the world. It
Yeah,
is
get
the
off me. Yeah, I
greatest
agree.
country in the world. People come over here, they go bananas. You see, the World Cup really should be in the United States every year, if you ask me. But that's probably my
Totally agree. We have the stadiums to support it.
that's
And
probably
by the
my
way, seeing some
American,
soccer in these
American
stadiums is cool.
bias sticking out, but, yeah, just a huge fan of the World Cup. I mean, and USA plays tomorrow. I mean,
Yeah, what do you
we're just
think? Give me a
we're just
prediction tomorrow.
dipping our toe in. Well, I don't know anything about US soccer or Australia, but we're a huge favorite, so I'm gonna call USA. I wanna know where the game is. Hey, real I wanna know what stadium they're playing.
Oh, I
Oh,
believe
man.
they're in LA, aren't they?
No, bro, they're in
No, no.
Seattle, home of the
Seattle. Yep.
12th
That's right.
man. That
Crazy enough,
place is
guy
gonna
in my
be
office got a
rocking.
ticket. Yep.
I'm calling 4-1
Ooh.
US.
Ooh.
We got Scotland tomorrow
Can we get
is
some odds on
playing
that bet? Can we
is
go ahead
playing
and
Morocco.
I'll tell you what, I'll take this the Book of Spice will take that wager.
Okay. And how about this? We got Brazil's playing Haiti. They're like a 7,000 minus
Can you
7,000.
there's just no action on that.
Nope. And then you have Paraguay and Turkey, both losses. So pretty much the game of the day tomorrow is going to be US and Australia, 3 o'clock Eastern time.
I'll be in transit up to see our boy Matty Ice for the weekend.
Yeah, I'll hope to catch that when I get to Montana. But yeah,
Yeah. Oh, what time
um,
you guys leaving in the morning?
yeah, we're leaving early. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I can't
Well,
wait.
hopefully you have a plane ride full of sports. We also we'll touch on the NBA finals. We obviously had a little vested interest in there. We're gonna give our flowers to the Knicks. I think
Yeah.
the one thing we both agreed on about the Knicks was not that they were obviously the best team in basketball this year, but it's good for sports when New York is good, and not all the time. We don't need four straight like you guys almost did in the '90s. Yankee Layritz, you can, yeah, we'll talk
Yeah.
about Jim anyway. So, but it's good for New York to have a drip of success every now and then. It's good for sports. So, shout out to them. I know. I don't know if you had any thoughts about the series or not, but it was clear they were the better team.
Well, it's hard to dislike anybody on the Knicks, and I'm a big fan of Mike Brown, who's the head coach, and I always thought he what?
No, you're good.
Oh, I saw you pointing.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Mike Brown, who is, I've heard through, I've listened, obviously, you listen to podcasts of all kinds of different people talk, but the current basketball coach at Florida State is a guy named Luke Laux, was in the NBA, played at FSU, and then has been in the NBA his entire career as a coach, and now he's a head coach at FSU. And I'm a huge fan of him watching him coach. Unfortunately, he's probably going to be at FSU for a couple years and get an NBA job because I think he's that kind of a guy. He's super talented. But I remember hearing an interview and he talked about how Mike Brown, when he first got to Golden State as like the guy that basically gets coffee for the coaches, like Mike kind of put him under his wing and kept going on and on and on, basically saying this guy is a great coach. He just the NBA, it's hard to quite, it's more about the players than the coach. So to see him have success is great. And how do you not like Jalen Brunson? I don't care how tall that dude is. I would
Right.
want him next to me if I was getting ready to get into,
Absolutely. Any
you
kind
know
of
what I mean?
scuffle.
He's one of those guys, and I feel like that kind of attitude. And the Spurs are going to be around for a long time,
I
and
agree. I
I
agree.
think that I think this year, if the Knicks, because it's so funny, the Knicks hadn't won a title in 53 years, and I'm sure 53 years ago, the year after they won the title, they're like, "Oh man, we're going to win a bunch," and they never won
Yeah.
again. I think it's safe to say, or not safe, but I think maybe the Knicks, this was the year they had to win it, and who's to say they'll ever have a chance like this again? Because the way things change, and then really the way things broke down for the Knicks to be able to win, so. I think the Spurs are gonna have a lot of chances because that guy is amazing, and he's just gonna get better and better, and guys are gonna
Yeah.
wanna go and play with him in San Antonio.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, good for the Knicks, good for Jalen Brunson, and all those other Villanova guys. It's like the whole team from Villanova, but,
The whole squad
it's
took
all
over.
pretty much, and shout
I
out
mean,
Jay Wright.
jeez.
But
Yeah,
anyway, and, good for them, good for the city of New York. My son was happy. He does like Jalen Brunson, so even though
I
his
think every little kid who watched somebody drop 50 in an NBA Finals game was emulating him on the Nerf goals
Yeah, I
coming home
think all the
last night. You
kids
know
that
what I mean?
love Shea Gildress now love Jalen, so that was cool.
Just
But
as
yeah,
much,
so good for the Knicks,
easily.
good for the Knicks, happy for 'em.
Yeah. No, it's good for basketball. It's good all around. We've got the halfway point coming up here in baseball. A lot of cool things happening in the game and in sports.
Just
You know,
wondering, real quick if you happen to know who now has the best record in all of
I
baseball.
I was I was gonna update us on the standings.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I'll be happy to tell anybody that wants to know.
the Los Angeles Dodgers are now they have the fifth. I'm sorry. I just didn't want to
Hey,
get. I got it out, but I
The Braves had a they were good. The Braves are still good.
injured. We're injured right now. Okay, we're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be all right come playoff time. But baseball's in full swing. It's 4th of July coming up.
yes,
Um,
yes.
all kinds of plans. What do you guys got going for 4th of July this year? What's on the docket for the Brook family?
4th of July for us, we are gonna be here in Orlando. My wife usually plays in a 4th of July tennis mixer in the morning.
Oh, I like that little tennis morning.
I usually play in the red, white, and blue scramble out at Heathrow.
Shout out to the club.
Yeah, so we'll be hanging here, melting away as it will be so hot you will think you were in a sauna.
Yeah,
It's so and then we'll come home, get in the pool, cook out, and then just, the cool thing about our neighborhood and really Florida in general is that once the the lights turn off, there's gonna be fireworks
everywhere.
shows everywhere, so we'll
Now, are
do
you close
that.
enough to see Disney in the distance if you got on the right hill
No,
slope? Not quite.
no, no,
Yeah,
we're fortunately nowhere near Disney to see that, um, but there's, the old golf course that used to exist in
you muted yourself. There you go,
yeah, I know,
boy.
everybody likes to go park on the old golf course and shoot off
Oh,
the
that's
mega
right. We
stuff.
did that.
I'm kind of a Roman candle guy only now. Um,
Well, hold your thought there. That question's gonna
okay,
arise here later.
okay,
So we're
fair
gonna
enough,
we're gonna
fair
we're
enough.
gonna we're gonna get into that here shortly. But back to what you said about the old golf course. Nothing better than a nice fight with fireworks, is there?
I've always loved fire and fireworks. I just always have. I think they're great. They're so dangerous, but I just love them. I don't know what.
That's awesome. That's awesome. No, I think every 4th of July or this time of year. I mean, for my neighborhood, we got a guy who's like a legitimate pyro, like certified and everything. So he puts on a
Yeah.
massive show.
Oh,
But
there's always
there's
go
always
ahead.
someone. No, this time of year, you just get the random out of the air. Some kids playing with fireworks. It makes me
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, it
Hopefully
does.
someone no
The
no hopefully
smell,
right.
the smell
Yeah.
of black cats. Um, it's funny. We always talk
Kids
about
throwing
don't
pop rocks
we
everywhere.
always talk about don't be that guy, but the being that guy, the firework guy, it's good to know that
Oh yeah.
guy. It's good to know a
Absolutely.
firework guy. And what's funny is those mortars, God, it's been 10 years or so. We were at my sister's in Ponte Vedra one year for the 4th. And I mean, I had gone crazy with my
Just
little
went 2 for
nephew at
1.
the grocery store and just mortars here and there. And one of them tilted and I got it basically it blew up and didn't shoot up. And luckily nobody was really close, but it was kind of one of those things where I kind of looked around and been like, I don't think I'm going to buy these anymore for the street fireworks show with all these kids. Um, so you always want that guy that has the wood pallet and you
Yes.
can tell. My buddy Blake, he has a neighbor that I mean, my God, probably spends 4 grand.
It's not
Just
hard.
it isn't hard,
It's not hard.
honestly. I mean, it is. You think I like to go into fireworks stores on July 4th when everything's BOGO.
Right.
Um,
Well,
but
that's
again,
common here
yeah,
up in our
yeah,
territory.
yeah. How about you? What do you do for July 4th? Do you
Yep.
stay in Atlanta?
Yeah, we're
Like,
here. We have the best
you have a
neighborhood.
great neighborhood, dude.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you got a chance to see it, but yeah, July 4th, we got this whole fishing rodeo with the kids early in the morning, and then there's festivities and a tennis tournament and pool games for the kids cooking out. We
I
we
need to
bought we
move up
cater
there.
the forest as I've told you, the forest up here in the city and the trees is great. It is. It's great for a kid when you have kids that are, our age and younger. It
Homeowner
just
stacks in Georgia.
we're trying to get Rick Jackson's working on that. I believe he just won the race, but
Hard to leave.
it's it's a great place to raise kids. It's a great place to do some things, but it is a town without a view because the view is the beautiful 100-foot trees above you.
Yeah,
So,
no, I know.
as
It's
David Attenborough might say, it's you hear nature quite well.
yes.
So,
Yes,
we love
yes.
it. Well, we kinda like it. I like it. She loves it. So what am I gonna do, you know?
That's
But, you're going to my favorite place next week, so you'll get a taste. Do
I
yourself a
know.
favor and
I'm
load
gonna
up
wanna
on beef jerky that you cannot find anywhere else in the
okay.
world.
I'll bring some back.
So good, so good. So yeah, we'll be here. We'll be having fun. We're actually going out to Montana right after you, so a little flip flop there. But
Sweet.
we never leave a show without a quick rapid fire from what we've talked about, what's going on. So I've got five for you this week, and we're gonna elaborate on the last one because I think it's very important. That it is a very important thing in life. So number one, give me Final Destination Sunday U.S. Open winner go.
John Rahm.
Okay, Spaniard from out of nowhere. Who's the biggest loser at the U.S. Open on Sunday afternoon? So a guy makes the cut, but biggest loser.
Like, who's gonna make the cut and then just blow up on the
Yeah,
weekend?
just have
Bryson.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
why
all
not?
right. That's a great. That's gonna be a burr, 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 sticker opportunity. That's a for sure. If he blows up on the weekend, a solid zone opportunity for him. Okay,
Yeah.
Bryson's the biggest loser. You mentioned it. We've watched like some seriously cool YouTube moments or YouTube moments, some social postings about other cultures and genres, and I kind of had the thought today. You want to solve world peace and hunger, throw a party like this every more than every 4 years, do it every year, right? Because
Mhm,
everybody's getting along, everybody's welcoming.
mhm,
Seems
mhm.
to be good for the whatever humanity is. So, what has been your of all the things you've seen? You kind of mentioned the Dutch. What's your favorite genre of people to watch? I think there's an entertainment value to each one, but what's been your favorite group to kind of cling to so far?
As when you are you talking about just a country, so to speak?
Yeah, America gets knocked out, but the coolest country stays around. What kind of people are you going to party with? That's what I want to
Man,
know.
well, okay,
Because
so
because that's the real question. I don't want to say party with. I was trying to associate, but the bottom line is you get to choose one game right now to go party with fans in a meaningful game. Which team are you choosing to go party with?
boy, that is a great
So we're the last three here
that's a
we're gonna
great
elaborate
question.
on. So they're not
Okay.
rapid topics. We're gonna elaborate here because there's multiple angles.
God, I can't get off of this. I It's Netherlands and
It's the
it's
Dutch
Netherlands,
again.
Oranje. I mean, I'm addicted to it. That's Skalballies or whatever the guy's name is.
What are you
I can't
drinking when you what is the Dutch is it
I don't
Dutch
know.
beer?
Well, there's everything you need, everything you need in that country. But yeah, I'm riding with the big Oranje in the bus. A close second, Argentina, because Messi is such a badass.
Yeah. The rich drink culture goes beyond its famous beers. Lots of spirits and liqueurs.
Well, I mean, like I said, I watch people party and just live life in Holland, and I'm just like, we did, I did it wrong. I did life wrong. Not, I love
Well,
my life. I love it. I love it. But
I
man,
hear
that
you.
looks like a good gig. Go ahead.
There's a definitely a point. My sister took a couple weeks in backpack Europe when I was she's a good bit older than me, but I'll never being like when I got older, I never really went over there and did that. But I have a feeling if I did that, I wouldn't have come back. I don't think I would have come back if I was isolated, had nothing to come back for. I love my wife,
I
but if
100%. I don't think
one
if I
month in
went now,
Europe,
I'd
I
come
would
back.
not have come back.
Yeah. Don't send me over.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So so you're going the Dutch. I'm gonna say the Scottish. I think I love to walk the streets with the Scots before a game in Boston. I think that'd be a good time. But
So, real quick on that, the way that Europeans love that song, I would run 100, 500 miles. Bro, that song, I mean, you know
Do
what I
you hear
mean?
them singing
Like,
in a
they
the Red
love
Sox
that
game?
song. They love that song.
I guess
Londoners
the
and
story.
Scots and Irish, that 500 what's it? I would run, whatever
Yeah,
that
it's
song
I
is
would
called.
walk
Y'all all
500
know what the
miles.
song is
Yeah,
called.
yeah. It's called 500 miles. I think.
Oh, okay.
Let me
Yeah,
fact check
like,
that.
come on, I mean, like, bro, like, I that
Yeah, it's called 500 miles.
they
It's
would
a
all sing it, and they think that's the greatest song, and, anyway, so
the funny part was
I
the
love
Red Sox game.
Scotland, great country, but I wanna hang with the Dutch all day. Oranje.
So, speaking of hanging out, we talking about July 4th here. So there's two things that are going to happen, and they're both start with F, and that's fireworks and food, right? And so to kind of wrap up July 4th, you mentioned it. You're going to come back and can cook out. What is the meal on July 4th for you? Is it a tradition? Is there something you do, or is it just what we find on sale and we can all dig a smorgasbord?
You know, traditionally, and this is my favorite part of it. Now, obviously, Addison won't be here, but Peyton will be here. Traditionally, if we're here, it's kind of like I tell my kids, whoever you want to invite over, invite over. We'll have friends over. Lauren has friends over, friends of mine that are in town. Gonna be burgers and wings, on the
I
grill.
like that.
Homemade coleslaw. By homemade, I mean a homemade dressing, and maybe I'll shred cabbage. I don't know. Basic stuff like that. It's gonna be your typical grill American food. If we mix a couple things in here or there, maybe so, but pretty standard food choices for the 4th of July. So I guess it is somewhat of a tradition, but it's not so much like, New Year's Day where we're eating collard greens
Yeah,
and like those kind of things.
black eyed
So
peas and
you're
collard
right.
greens. Yeah,
So I don't know if I could tell you exactly what our menu is. Could it be a steak, skirt steak with chimichurri, but we're still having tots or something. So it's
a little mix up.
it's gonna be on the grill. It's gonna be a couple different meats, and that's how we roll
I like
at
that
Brook
deep. So
House.
any kind of what's the sauce? When you do barbecue,
Mhm.
what sauce are you whipping up? Or you got your own concoction, or are you
Well,
we've had a lot of great barbecue. We'll get into our Wilson story
yeah,
one
that's
time, but
true. Yeah, oh god, Wilson, North Carolina, Parker's. So my brother-in-law actually has a barbecue sauce called Butts on the Barbie. He has 3 kinds,
ooh,
the
shout
tangy
out.
Q, yeah, shout out Butts on the Barbie. Or wait, yeah, that's what it's called.
Makes
Um,
sense. Makes sense.
and, they were competition cookers for a long time, made some
Oh, nice.
sauce, really good. They have a tangy Q one, they have a hot one. Uh, so that's where we go. My daughter and Ace really love this. It's a drunken pineapple barbecue sauce.
Okay,
It's
I
a
think
little
that's the
too
only way
sweet.
pineapple gets to be barbecued, but
I'm
it's
more
a
of
little
I
drunk.
prefer a mustard base or the vinegar base. So Eastern North Carolina or South Carolina barbecue sauces are my favorite, but teach his
Was that
own.
what you're gonna be lathering up this week and on the 4th?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, dude. We got so many bottles of barbecue sauce in my house. Like, I ain't making anything.
Who's the sauce king or queen? Who has to have the
No,
sauce
Peyton
every
and
time?
Ace. Peyton
I
and
knew
Ace. I
it.
mean, Peyton and
It's the
Ace.
chicken fingers, isn't it?
Yeah, they
It
just
goes
love.
back to where the chicken fingers come from. I mean, So
Yeah, I
last
mean, I like hot sauce, but whatever.
the last question of the 5 here for our segment here, and again, July 4th is food and fireworks. What's the one firework you gotta have? What do you have to do on July 4th? The one firework you have to
I
see
gotta
go
shoot
off.
Roman candles. I mean that
Is that at
Roman.
people or is
No,
that up in the
not
air?
anymore. So Roman candles and bottle rockets for me. I mean, go back honestly to the days I lived in Deerwood. Shout out
Yeah.
Deerwood Country Club, Jacksonville, Florida. Any kid that lived in Deerwood in the late '80s knew the kid that sold all the fireworks. I'm not going to count it. I'm not going to shout his name out, but everybody
Don't rat
knew
him
his
out
whole.
now.
No, everybody knew that his older brother sold all the fireworks. And yeah, we might have shot a bottle rocket or a Roman candle at a security guard gate maybe once or twice back in the days of Deerwood in the late '80s. But yeah, to me, still to this day, there's something about a Roman candle, the 5 balls of fire. I love it. We try to practice safe firework use. Ace, as you can imagine, is infatuated with fire and fireworks, just like his old man. So yeah, we're
I
just
mean, who isn't?
use them properly, know what you're buying. Stay away
Correct.
from those
No
mortars
Justin Tucks.
and look for the dad. Just look for the dad with some cargo shorts. That's the guy you want shooting your fireworks off. All
Army
right.
boots and cargo shorts. There's no doubt
Yeah,
about
just
it. We
the cargo shorts dad guy probably was in the army, probably a software developer, but the guy knows how to shoot the fireworks because they are dangerous.
he's
They're
probably got
very
some gun
dangerous,
or extra ammo.
but I do love them. Yes.
No doubt about it. Hey, listen, everybody who's listening, we appreciate you. Can't say thank you enough. Like, subscribe, do all the cool things. I'm going to let Chipper actually take us into this next part because we really have got some cool things going on. He's going to tell us a little bit about what we're going to get into here and how we're going to do it, and you know, kind of have some merchandise and some stickers. And so, Panda, tell the crew a little bit before we wrap up here, a little bit about what we've been talking about and kind of where we're a little bit of where we're trying to head with this thing and some stuff that's going to be available to them pretty soon.
Yeah, the one I like Richie said, I can't thank everybody enough for listening to this show. Some of the comments that we have heard have been very very encouraging, very promising. And the key to this show that we decided when we first started, we just got to keep doing it and kind of keep doing it. And we're kind of like this marching band of nowhere. We have no idea exactly where we're going. But what we do like
Train bound for
is
nowhere.
the
Kenny said it
platform
best.
that we have, obviously with Tim now on tour with Ben, we're gonna be the golf podcast, but we're not trying to be the golf tour podcast. There's spaces for everything that everybody likes, whether it's the no laying up guys or the back of the range for the college and amateur life, or all the other podcasts that are out there that maybe dig into something a little bit more stats oriented, or maybe they have to be a little bit more buttoned up. We're kind of the show that wants to cover it all, and as we grow in this show with YouTube channels and more content and stuff like that, we're excited about the direction it's going. And as you know, for Richie and I, and shout out to all the fathers out there with Father's Day's coming this Sunday. This is a busy time of year for all of us, whether it's Rich and his daughter and her swimming and their lives and their vacations, and my kids and our vacations, and this, that, and the other, and obviously everything Tim is doing as well. The key for this show is just to keep going and keep growing and trying to figure out what we are going to become, and hopefully we're a voice for people that are tired of kind of all the other stuff that's been kind of shoved in your face, and this is what you should think. We're kind of coming in as a new perspective, a different angle. We got a great guy inside the ropes every week. Well, we got someone like, Richie, who's a great athlete, been everywhere, played everything. And then, an old guy like myself who knows a little bit about this game of golf and how to compete and play and how to bottle that up for something that people enjoy. So we're continuing to do that and continue to keep dropping episodes and hopefully making everybody laugh a little bit and think just what we think was this game is amazing. This show is called God Bless Golf for a reason.
That's right.
Um, we don't have any other, that's this show is so much more than just golf, and we're gonna touch all those spaces as we get further and further along in this journey.
Yep,
And
absolutely. We want you to come for the hang and stay for a while. So
yeah,
anybody and everybody who's listening, thank you again, and we will let you guys know we've got some cool things that are going to be dropping soon on our YouTube channel and on our website with merch. There's going to be a lot more content coming your way, so be sure to check out the clips, like, subscribe. We'll get our 10 with Timmy in every week and see how they're doing and keep them going. But some super exciting stuff coming up this show. Panda, I'll let you take us out. God bless golf, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.
yeah, just to piggyback on what Richie said, can't thank everybody enough. This show will continue to go and continue to get better, and we love this game and we love the direction of where it's going. So God bless golf. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to all of you guys. More content, more links, mini podcast, all stuff coming up. Hopefully a follow-up show in a couple of days with Timmy and Ben as they complete their first U.S. Open. So have a great night and God bless golf.